Hi, everybody. We're back. It's July 26th, 2020. We took off last week, but we're back. I'm Nicole. I'm coming to you from Madrid, and Erica here is coming to you from Brooklyn. And
The jungles of Brooklyn.
this is par for the discourse, and that's what we're doing. We're discussing. And right now, I have to say, it looks like you're sitting there in a jungle. Very naturistic background there. Take me through what you've got going there, because it wasn't this green the last time I talked to you, or actually just this bushy. Everything is blooming there.
It's the best I could do. What I did was water the tomatoes. So, ooh.
Oh shit! You just broke up.
I'm also like trying to grow anything, but I got tomatoes here, zucchini here, and this is a special plant that I got to bring inside in a lined closet with a 12-hour light, and that's next step, but it's not big enough.
To your left, which is our right, that's just zucchini, or is there something behind that? Yeah.
There's like trellis weeds growing from the neighbors. No, that's
okay.
not,
Yeah, that's behind. It's like a vine. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, over here. Okay, so there's the hammock. There's my hammock. I love that thing.
Mm-hmm.
In right above my thumb is the Christmas tree that was given to Roxanne. We get one every year, and so now I'm gonna try to see if we can get it bigger, and we'll just use that for a Christmas tree this year. Then next to it, I brought inside my aloe plant, or I brought it outside, because now I'm trying to figure out, I want to get some more indoor plants, and I've had this aloe in the window, and I think since I started giving the water like special nutrients and learning a little bit more, all of a sudden it's like exploding. And so I thought I'd bring it outside until it gets colder, and then I'll put it back inside.
Now, none of the neighbors are bothered by this display, are they?
Are you fucking kidding me? If you could see the mess.
I mean, I wouldn't be.
If you could see the mess on the other side of the computer that I'm looking at, yeah, I can't talk about that. But yeah, the neighbors are a mess, but that's okay.
Or they won't, nobody can get back there. Never mind. I was going to say if somebody could get in there and start picking your stuff, but that would be ridiculous.
No, this is just the squirrels, We froze for a second. Did you hear me say squirrels?
Yep. Just the squirrels, you said.
You heard me say squirrels. Okay, on the other side of the tomatoes is another plant thing, and I'm gonna attempt arugula. So I made like 3 little rows with arugula, and I'm just gonna try and see if it works, because I love arugula, and if I could grow my own, that would be really cool. I don't want to grow anything that I don't eat.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things that's easy to grow. I could be wrong, but Eduardo's like an arugula freak. He loves arugula. Actually, I think it's supposed to be good for you too. Anyway.
So the only thing I'm afraid of is that the squirrels will eat it or dig it up or whatever. I mean, I don't know.
Is that big of a threat, that type of animal? Because I know where my mother lives. I mean, that is like loaded with deer.
I'm sorry. Do we have to refer back to I don't know, episode 3 of Par for the Course? Don't you remember the statistic about squirrel attacks in New York City?
This was like 3 weeks ago. Yeah.
You know what kind of fear that has put in me ever since? These things come very close when I'm back here. They're very they come in, they don't social distance. That's how close they are.
They're brazen animals. Yeah.
So they haven't messed with the plants, but I'm wondering if they're gonna try to dig up dirt or anything. So far, nothing. And I've gotten 2 good zucchinis. I'm sorry talking about plants so much, but 2 good zucchinis. I showed you the first one, and I sent you a picture of the second
Mm-hmm.
one. They were delicious. I ate them as I grilled them with a little tomato and mozzarella with sauteed onion as like a little appetizer. I think I ate it for dinner one night. I didn't even have anything else. Like that was all I had.
Or with eggs. Zucchini
Because
and eggs is good.
that's a really good idea. Because I know it's been hot there too. It has been hot.
Can I just tell you, I mean,
Okay, enough about me.
no, it's going off of what you're saying. It's 6 o'clock-ish here, PM, so noonish your time. It's here it's a little different. Like peak heat here is like 4 to 5 p.m. because it stays light so late.
Yeah,
So I'm gonna tell you right now.
At that time here.
What?
That's when it gets tolerable here. Like
Yeah.
5 o'clock. Yeah.
So it's 103 right now. And I was just looking tomorrow because tomorrow I'm actually getting my hair cut, thank God.
Are you going downtown?
Eduardo's driving me. It's not that far. You know where it is? It's right near the Tabacalera. So
Pictures.
it's only, yeah, I'm gonna go and I'll be right there. So I'm gonna be in the area, and honestly, that's only a 10-minute drive from my house. So he's driving me there, but there's supposed to be some gas guy coming by tomorrow. So I'm like, I'll walk home. It's gonna take a while to walk. But I'm like, I'll walk home. But then I looked at the temperature and I'm like, oh shit. Even though the appointment's early, it's supposed to be 106 tomorrow. And I don't give a shit. These people who are like,
hot all day. It doesn't really, I was going to say, what does it get the peak? It's like that. It's just that hot all day.
I mean, obviously it goes up gradually, but it'll, by the time I get out of there, it'll be probably 100. So I'm thinking to myself, I love these people when they tell you, yeah, but it's a dry heat. Look, fine. We all know humidity's a killer. It is. But you're telling me 106 degrees, you don't think that that's hot, even if it's dry? That doesn't strike you as being hot? I'm telling you, the people that say that are the same people that say, we don't need an air conditioner in these temperatures. We get a nice cross breeze.
Well, I know I'm a cross breeze fan, but we did put the air conditioner in the bedroom, and now we have the fan carrying the air conditioner air into the rest of the apartment, and it's really helping. So what was I gonna say about not cross breeze? What was the thing you said before cross breeze?
We don't need an air conditioner. We need a cross breeze. Listen, you're a New Yorker. You know it gets hot as balls there. I mean,
the humidity thing. I know what I was gonna say. We Ronnie and I took a trip. He had a conference in Scottsdale, Arizona.
I remember that.
And I get what they're saying, but still the way that they live and the way that they can't go out at certain times, like there's these like walkways that are missed because they know that people are going to get like everything they do is in preparation for dehydration. Like they know that it's crazy. So it's like, yeah, you've acclimated to your heat. That doesn't mean that it's not, it sucks. I mean, that's why their tourism is down at certain times of the year because it's the hottest.
Yes. Although remember 2 years ago, we went to, we took that side trip, Eduardo and I, and we went to the Grand Canyon in July, and we stayed in Vegas, and it was like 113, 114, like that. I mean, and what you just said, the bus ride going, I remember that someone saying, like, look at the roofs of all the houses. They have this like spray system thing. Just because of it, it's like, yeah, it might be dry, but come on, 115 degrees, you could fry some eggs. I mean, right? Come on.
I think we're all gonna have to get used to those things, like mist down the city streets. So what else? So how was your trip? What's on your agenda? I know you got
We had a funny talk today, I guess, because we were in vacation mode thinking. We were only gone 4 days, but it was a nice little getaway. Mostly just swam in this cottage that we rented. We got talking today about the first trip we ever took together, and it was to San Francisco. God, I think it was 2004, maybe. And so I don't know, we got talking about California, one thing led to the next. And then, we started talking about the second trip we took, which was we went to like the Santa Barbara area with all the vineyards and all that. And I remember, of course, on the menu of that trip, oh, we have to go to LA. I was like opposed the whole time. I'm like, I don't have to go there. And Eduardo was like, well, we're already here. We should see what it is. And I'm like, fine. I think it was like maybe an hour drive. I hate LA. And he's like, you ruined that whole, I don't remember this part, but he's like, you ruined the whole trip back. Like the whole drive back, because we got in a car accident. Do you remember me telling you this? In a rented car, obviously. We drove from Santa Barbara to LA, and those highways have like 6 lanes on them. So we were coming off the one of the exits, and we were actually at a standstill, and I'm talking to him, looking at him. I'm driving. We're not moving, and all of a sudden I hear like crushing metal. I've never been in a car accident before, so we got rear-ended by a Barbie doll. I mean, just your stereotypical I wish they all could
sounding like kind of vaguely familiar. I think I had, wait, hold on, 2004 you said?
Yeah.
I feel like I took some
No,
that's around the time, 2002 or 3.
No, it was I think 5 or 6. Because it was,
I vaguely remember that. I don't know, that all those years.
It all mushes together after a while.
All those years. But that was, I'm thinking, I think I took a trip to, my take on LA is every time I've gone, it's been a different experience because the city's so spread out. It depends on why you're going. And
yeah.
I've been, every single time I've not seen the same part of the city. But that can be like New York too, sort of.
Yeah.
But I've never been to the same place twice. And I think I've been to LA like 4 or 5 times now.
Wow, that much?
Yeah, over the years, yeah. We're fucking old, yeah.
Because I only went that one time.
My most memorable LA experience. Is that what you were gonna say? Like, what's your most memorable LA experience?
Yeah,
I have a lot.
I know what it is, but I
good stories. But you do? No, you don't.
Yeah.
Oh, JB. You do? You know what I'm gonna say?
JB.
Yeah. Well, I thought I could just tell that story, but I was a bridesmaid in a wedding in LA, and it was such a great wedding. And I went for a walk the next day, and there was going to be a big party. It was almost like they planned to get married, have a ceremony, but then the party was going to be the next day. It was this whole thing, and they rented this house up in the Hollywood Hills. And so I got my hair done, and I was all, because we had photos and everything from Friday. And then Saturday morning, I got up really early. I think my clock was still off, like being on like New York time or something. And I just got up earlier than everybody else. And nobody wanted to go for a walk with me.
One thing, you have to just give a little bit of background. This house that you were in,
it was in the Hollywood Hills.
But who was there with you? Like, you weren't there alone.
The wedding on Friday was at a hotel, and it was like there were guests, and then everybody that was in the wedding party was staying in a room in this beautiful house that they rented, and then the party was going to be at the house all day on Saturday. Like that was like that LA wedding. Like that was how they were doing it.
That's how they do it? Okay.
It was really
yeah.
What year was this? Was this 2004?
No, I would say maybe 12, 13.
15? Oh, yeah. 15.
It was before Alex came around, and Alex was born in 15. I think it was, I would even say 13.
No, it was 15 because I kind of remember there was like a hashtag for the wedding, and I think 15 was the number. I don't know. You think it was 13? All right, it doesn't matter. Anyway, it wasn't that long ago. So the whole wedding party is staying at the house, but like more people are coming later. So like, I think that's why everybody was probably sleeping in. Of course, I get up and I'm like, well, I'm going to go take a walk up and see the Hollywood Hill sign. I wanted to take pictures of it because you could see it really good from this. Like we were close to Mulholland Drive, and it was really, the house was really unbelievable. Like, and I think they were Airbnb-ing it, like whoever owned it. So that was how my friend got a deal on this like ridiculous house. Like there were bidets in everybody's bathrooms. And
I'm sure it wasn't a deal. She probably paid decently.
well, yeah, but we only really had it for 4 or 5 days. I mean, yeah, but as opposed to like, renting out hotel rooms and stuff.
No.
Probably end up being, because there was like 6 couples, I think, that flew in from all over. There was a lot of bedrooms. And then I think some people slept on a fold-out couch in the living room, but it was huge. Like the house was ridiculous. So actually, if you kind of probably priced it out, if you were to get everybody hotel rooms, how you buy out blocks of hotel rooms, I bet you. I mean, I don't know. Who knows?
No, you're right.
I'm trying to move the computer out of the sun a little bit. So anyway, so is that enough backstory? And then
just so we know that it's not like you were there alone. Like you were there with other people.
Yeah, so I leave this huge party, and I know that there's like a taco truck coming. There's like I think somebody was coming to set up like music, like there was gonna be a DJ because there was this outdoor space. It was gonna be a whole day of like celebration. So I go and take a walk, like in the morning. I think I wanted to take pictures of the Hollywood sign, and so I'm by myself, which is ridiculous. It's like the first time I've been there since maybe Tuesday or Wednesday. I got there, and I hadn't been alone, like, you know what I mean? It was like all these people, there was like all these like planned things to do. So I finally get a little time alone, and I was gonna go call I ended up calling my uncle for some reason. I don't remember what was going on. So I go up to the hill, I take pictures, and I call my uncle, and I'm like, hey, I'm like in LA at a wedding. And I don't know why I was calling him. And I turn around, and Justin Bieber is like walking up to me, like he's like 10 feet away from me. And I turn, and he's got like 3 bodyguards with him, and they're walking up this like trail. And he goes, what did he say? Hey, baby. It's like he said, babe or babe. I can't remember that right now.
Like you're the baby. You're like, you're 12.
He did. He said like, hey, babe, or something like that. And I was like, I had like this Brooklyn t-shirt on, and my hair was all like done. And I was like, had the phone in my hand, and I just go, Justin Bieber just walked by me. And it just sounded so ridiculous coming out of my mouth. And I think I just hung up on him. Like, I just figured like, I'll tell him later that I had a bad connection. Cause I was like, I need to take a picture. But by the time I got the camera, he was turning around, like he had already was like walking down the way, and like I waved to him. It's like, hey.
Yeah, I remember that picture. I do remember that picture.
So then it became, how am I going to go back to this like 20 people I've been spending and tell them that I just ran into Justin? Nobody's going to fucking believe me. And it just became this like hilarious, because if I had the moment back, I would have told him, because I found out later through TMZ that like he was renting a house in that neighborhood. So what I should have done was just invite him to the party.
Yeah, but I would have assumed he lived around there, wouldn't you?
No, yeah, well, like, yeah, he was renting. This is the time that he was like renting houses because he had like egged somebody else's house.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God.
This is that time in Justin.
I know.
Yes, I'm going to be a 42-year-old woman. And, but this was really a moment that I won't forget. It was very funny. And then I came back and had to try to tell everybody, I swear this just happened.
Did they believe you? I mean, it's not unbelievable.
Well, they could tell it was him from the picture, but I was like, he talked to me. I should have said, but I was like kind of caught off guard talking with my uncle, and I didn't really respond. I was like stuck in a set for a second, like, what? Huh?
Yeah. Well, it doesn't sound like you have that bad of experiences. But then again, your LA thing, you went with a purpose more. Like there was a purpose for that trip.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yes, but every time I think I've gone, it's been some kind of. But I'll agree with you. I would never live there.
No, I mean, I think too, maybe the way the whole trip started out is what gave a bad taste in my mouth. Between the girl hitting me, she gets out of the car, and I'm in a rental car, and I'm like, shit. Like, so I get out, and at the time, I didn't have the mentality to like take a picture. This is before we even had the camera phones, honestly. But we did have a camera, so Eduardo's like taking pictures with a shit camera. And she's like, do you want to exchange IDs? Like the girl was just, I'm like, I'm going to call the rental company and see what to do, right? So I call. She's like, do you want to see my ID? She's like going into that again, right? So I was like, I better write her info down though, just in case. So she's like, oh my God, you're from Long Island? And I was like, no. I guess she saw my license as in Long Island City, and I was like, I made sure to tell her that there's a big difference. And then, and then she says to me, do you want to talk to my boyfriend? Why? Like she was just like a bubblehead. Do you know one of these like, well, basically the people on the phone said drive to Bob.
It's probably his car. Maybe that's why.
Maybe Bob Hope Airport and get in. I'm like, Bob Hope Airport. That's the name of the airport there.
Oh,
Get
right.
a little car. I mean, it was in and out. Nobody said a word. I got another car and drove off. That was the end of it. But honestly, the whole time we were there, I was like, what's so great about this place? At least when you go to New York, I'm thinking from a touristic point of view. There's a lot to see and do in New York. I feel like maybe I'm wrong here. I bet you people would just totally rip me apart.
I think a lot of people come to New York and don't see the best parts of it. I think they come
No,
and
you're
go to
right.
the Empire State Building and think that
But even the
a show.
Even the touristy things, I think you could make a list of more touristy things. And what is there to do and see in LA? The Hollywood thing and the Chinese theater and the stars on the walk there. I swear.
No, I think you have to go there because you're going there for a reason.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I went to Guitar Center and then we drove home. I was like,
Guitar
that's
Center was right across the street from where the wedding was on the Sunset Strip.
Yeah. And then I was like, this city sucks. So Eduardo told me, he's like, you ruined the whole trip home. All you did was trash talk LA like you're some kind of badass New York. Like I had to compare it to New York.
No, another time I was there with friends, and somebody said, I don't know if it was February. I don't know what he was, and I think he was like, just looked at me and said, "Oh, you're a New Yorker." I was at a deli, like getting the sandwiches or something, and I was like, "What is it about?" It's like, because I'm so pale, I'm like real pasty, like everybody's tan, like, and you know, I didn't know what it was about me that just looked like a New Yorker. I don't know, maybe it was the sandwich I ordered, and I was like, "You're damn right," and I got really like defensive and like, I hope it's written all over my face, like. I'm not I've trash talked LA a bunch, but I have had good times there. I have friends that live there still. What happened after college, because 9/11 was like the year after, a lot of people that were like theater majors and theater majors. Is that theater majors?
Yeah. That's being
theater majors. You know, after 9/11, there was no auditions. A lot of people moved to LA. So I have a lot of friends who are like been there for I don't know if they would have ended up there if 9/11 didn't go.
They probably would have, because that's
the other city where there's auditions. You know what I mean? It was right after we graduated.
Yeah, I think though that's the industry. That's the place to go. Like,
yeah, I wouldn't. It's not. I don't like. I like not having a car, to be honest. But I think I'm getting a bit. I think I'm.
Oh my God!
Getting a bit by
I didn't even did I tell you that I got bit like by these weird bugs a week and a half ago? I think I did.
in Madrid or out in the
In
country?
Madrid. It was the first day I ever went out. I took Violetta to meet a friend in the park, and I was sitting there in the grass, and all of a sudden I'm getting bit. But I get bit a lot by mosquitoes and things like that. But this wasn't a mosquito because the bite went like here, all the way down to here, and it was puffing out. It was like blotches all over and really getting swollen. So I just took Benadryl, and eventually, within 2 days, it went away. But I looked it up, and Eduardo said, "Yeah, you didn't see on the news there's a plague. It's like from Madrid because during the quarantine, people didn't go out. The grounds people to clean near the river. These like infestations of I forgot what they call them, black water flies or something like that, built up, and there was like an infestation. So I got bit by these black waterfly things. Very, very little bugs, but it's because they didn't clear out all the shrubbery and everything during the quarantine.
Oh my God.
Which, by the way, have you seen? I
Wow.
see the state of your place, but Barcelona's getting to shit. We're going to be back to house in no time.
Are we talking about coronavirus or protests?
Well, I know everything's overlapping with that. I know. No, I'm talking about coronavirus.
I don't think our cases are up, but I do think that we're
Other states are.
other states really are, and I don't know what's gonna happen.
Speaking of
I'm just hiding in my backyard. I don't know. That's why I'm like focused on these plants right now. Like, Ronnie and I had always talked about getting a dog, or we have been ever since Lefty died. Peace, Lefty. We talked about getting a dog, and now is like not like really a financially stable time to bring another mouth to feed it to the house. But I do want to. So I've really gotten into these plants. Like, I have to be a mom to something.
They can bring good vibes, plants.
Yes. So I showed you the picture of my Monstero Deliciosa.
I love that.
It's
I have a spider plant like the one you said too. That you can't kill that thing. You can't.
Spider plant, and my next one I want to buy a snake plant.
Oh, sorry, not spider. Snake.
Oh, yeah. That's the one that you sent me a picture of. Yeah, I love but the real name of it is say it.
I don't remember. I copied and pasted it because it's some genius, something with an S. Sepadidius, Ducius.
Video. I was watching one of these YouTube videos and the girl kept saying it over and over and again, and she said it so cool. I was like, it starts with an A. I don't know what it is. Anyway,
what, the plant you have, you mean, or
no, the snake plant. It's like starts with an A.
I'm looking it up because I did.
You texted it to me.
Yeah. But they don't die.
So I'm thinking about some sort of humidifier for the winter, and I got to move them away from the radiators, and so far so good.
Well, it says it doesn't require more than one watering a week.
The snake plant. Oh, you can even less. Like, you don't even. It's really very. But anyways, that's supposed to be a good one for air detoxifying, or air. It's a lot of, because the leaves are so big and thick, they're good for the oxygen.
Yeah.
Off a lot of oxygen. So what was the other thing I was gonna bring up? Oh, we had did I send you the video of we discussed the harassment I incurred this week.
Do we want to go into that? I don't know.
No, I guess we don't have to, huh?
I'm just thinking it could take an ugly turn.
Taking an ugly turn. No, so it's been a reoccurring topic on this women's chat that I started, and it didn't mean to go into this like, oh my God, every time we turn around, somebody's getting harassed out on the street. But it's not even on the street, in like different ways, like in business and this or that. And we talk about AOC. Did you watch her speech from a few days ago?
You
froze
up.
Up for a second. I did too. You did too.
I just heard speech other day. I didn't hear anything else.
You see AOC's speech the other day?
No.
Oh, you froze up again.
Oh, damn, what's happening? No, I didn't see it.
Well, so we talked about that. It was like Wednesday or Thursday. So we talked about that, and then I ended up discussing how we got like kind of harassed by this guy, and it turns out this guy is not even like the building manager or anything. Oh, here comes the squirrel. I don't know if it's gonna come on screen, but the squirrel is running around. Oh yeah, here he comes. Watch, here comes the. Oh wait, hold on. See him?
Yes. Oh, little.
Here he comes.
Little rat.
Motherfucker.
I hate those things.
Rodents.
Rodents.
I mean, fine, but they really do. They're not afraid to come really close to you. So anyway, my conversations with the women's group is going really well. I want to tell you all about other things about that too, but it's really good. And we talked about, I've never pulled out my video camera before. That is not like an instinct, like you were saying, like to just pull your camera out and videotape somebody, but it actually helped out because she was with the police the next day, and they were like, well, if we had evidence that he did something, well, she's like, oh, she just sent me this video, this was yesterday, and he like shook her ladder and he was yelling at her, and you know, just it turns out he's just some crazy dude. I don't really know what the problem is there, but
was the footage useful then? It was valid.
I mean, yeah. Oh, you know what was that? The other thing that validated her as an artist and not like just some vandal. A fan came up, like, I swear to God, because he reached out to me too. This kid, like, I guess he saw on Instagram that she was working and he was a fan of her as an artist. And he had a photo printed out of her painting, like I don't know where he got the photo from. And it was running across the street going, Jenna Morello, and asked for an autograph.
That was random.
And the cops were there.
Wow.
So the cops see this and they're like, I was like, they might have thought that you staged that.
Yeah, it was a setup.
No, but the guy, he was like I mean, I don't know how old he was, but he reached out to me because I had taken photographs and posted them and said, oh, is she going to be out there today? I want to go and say hello. And I said, I think so. I'm not there. And this was when all this other stuff was happening. And he rolled up and asked for an autograph. I was like, well, that definitely made you look like, you know, somebody. I just kept saying to the guy, you know, this girl's, you know, getting paid to do this. This isn't illegal. Like, you're wasting the cops' time. Like, cut it out, you know? And I don't know what he was so angry about, but there's just a lot of anger.
There's always those people that are just looking for trouble. That's why I'm telling you, it keeps
amped up.
Oh, yeah. It keeps going back to what Larry David said in the beginning of all this. There's nothing good going on out there. Stay home. There's nothing out there to see. The more I'm out there, the more I see that that's true.
Yeah. All right. So, how long do we go? Let's
cut it because it's been over a half hour.
Yeah, so, I got to take you in and put you on the charger.
All right. So
next week we'll
regather.
Yeah, we're gonna have some topics.
And we will have topics if we don't fry to death over here. And maybe you could give us a little tour of the tomatoes next week.
Hopefully. I saw one flower finally. I feel like I'm behind. I also think that I overcrowded it. So
they look, it looks like Yeah.
Yeah.
Are they
And
cherries or what are they? They're not cherries.
even remember.
Okay.
I'm saying this is like a test year. Next year I'm gonna be prepared.
I'm not
I'm
good with that either. I threw away the parsley plant that I was growing because
But I'm gonna plan out some sort of. I mean, if we're here next year or wherever, I feel like I'm gonna plan out. So this was like a test run to see if I don't. I could do this.
all right, plants. Enjoy the sunshine. Later, everybody. Have a good week.